Hello, welcome. Today we're going to look at Wayang and the importance of Wayang in Javanese culture. The term Wayang is a Javanese word meaning shadow or imagination, and it refers to the traditional puppet theatre in Indonesia. Although there is evidence of Wayang from the 1st century millennium, from medieval texts and archaeological sites, in truth, it probably came to Indonesia from India, although that's hotly disputed, and some will say it's traditional Javanese. Some would even say that it came from China. Well, a massive welcome to you to my new channel, Java in the Raw. It's a sister channel to my other channel, The Magic of Java. And in this, I focus less on the mystical and the magical aspects, and more on looking at Java as it really is, warts and all. Yes, I suppose it is a travel and tourism channel, but I'm not here to hide anything from you. And it looks at everyday life, so you could also see it as somewhat of an ethnographic channel. So it shows the real lives of people, not attempting to hide anything, not attempting to glamorise anything. It'll largely be in the mountains of Gunung Kidul near Jogja or Yogyakarta, but I'll also show trips out to places like Yogyakarta or Jogja and Surakarta or Solo, and even to Jakarta and to Bali when it's open again. But thank you for joining my channel. Now what we're going to see today is the making of Wayang Kulit. Kulit simply means skin and refers to the leather that the puppets are chiselled out of with fine tools. And they're supported with buffalo horn handles and control rods, and painted in these lovely colours, as you can see, including gold. They're anything from about 25 centimetres to 75 centimetres. Anything less than that is a souvenir or a toy. The ones that you're seeing being manufactured here are high quality and sold mostly to dalang, that's the puppet masters, although some will find their way into stores in Jogja. But these are much higher quality than you'd find on the street in Malibra in Jogja, which are often simply spray painted. Now, I say they're high quality, they're not of the very best quality because they're made of cowhide, and the very best are made of female buffalo hide. A goat is also sometimes used, and I have come across paper versions with bamboo handles, but they would only be for home decoration. I believe that these hides are actually pierced and cut elsewhere and bought in by the man you see painting them. The actual performance has several components. Firstly, a stretched linen or kilia acts as a canvas, and that divides the dalang, the puppeteer, from those watching. A coconut oil lamp, known as a blencong, or in Balinese a damar, is used to cast the light, although in modern times, particularly in Java, an electric light bulb does that. A banana trunk called a gebong or gedebong in Balinese is put on the ground between the screen and the dalang, where the figures are stuck into to hold them in place. To the right of the dalang will be his puppet chest, and the dalang also uses that as a drum during the performance, hitting it with a wooden mallet. In the Javanese Wayang Kulit performance, the dalang also often uses a cymbal-like instrument, and that's often a cue for the musicians. The musicians sit by like the dalang in a gamelan orchestra, and the gamelan is indeed a central part of the Wayang Kulit performance, and it's gamelan you can hear in the background. This will probably be accompanied by singers, the female singers Pesiden and the male singers Wirasura. The setting with the banana trunk on the ground, the canvas, it symbolises the earth and the sky, and the whole composition symbolises the cosmos. The dalang animates the puppets and moves them across the screen, although it's believed that his hands are controlled by some sort of mystical force. The lamp is the symbol of the sun, as well as the eye of the dalang. Traditionally, performances begin after dusk. In the first of the 3 phases, which is the characters are introduced, the conflict launched, and that lasts until midnight. The battles and the intrigues are the second phase, and they last about 3 hours. And the third phase is a reconciliation and friendship, which is finished at dawn. Although Wayang theatres are common in Java, they're used as an entertainment, particularly at weddings, less frequently at circumcisions and at Independence Day. Now, by far the most common stories of the Wayang plays are the 2 Hindu epics, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, which is one of the reasons why I say they probably did originate in India, but, it is hotly disputed. And the dalang will contextualise these, making them relevant to the community, to national, global, current issues. The next form of stories is the Panji cycles, developed in Java during the Kendiri kingdom, and they tell the story of the 2 Javanese kingdoms of Jangala and Panjalu, which is Kendiri. However, these are often formed using a different type of wayang, known as a wayang gedog, or wayang, the masked wayang. These would consist of characters Radan Panji, Gula Chandra Kirana, Panji Simari and Anjeri. Wayang Gedog centres on the love story between Princess Chandra Kinara of Kendiri and Radan Panji of Asamaran Burakan, the crown prince of Jangala. Chandra Kiara was the incarnation of Dari wife, the Hindu goddess of love, and Panji, the incarnation of Kamajaya, the Hindu goddess of love. Kinara's story has been given the title Samahadana, the fire of love. At the end of the story, which I have to say is complicated, they finally marry and have a son known as Rajaputra. Now, Sunan Kali Jaga is credited with incorporating Wayang with Islam, and Merek is a form of Wayang puppets that feature historic exploits of Wong Anjong Kanjanera, who is a 12th century Muslim literary hero, Amir Hamza. Merek's stories have been performed in Java and indeed Lombok as well for several hundred years. The Wayang Golek Menak tradition probably originated on the north coast of Java, Semarang, Gresik, somewhere like that, possibly by Chinese Muslims, which is where the sort of story of Sunan Kali Jaga comes from, and then spread further south, and is most common actually in the town of Kebumen, near Yogyakarta. Wayang Kanchel is a shadow puppet, and the main characters are Kanchel, or animal stories taken from Hippodacia and Tantri Kamandaka. Wayang Kanchel was created by Sunangiri at the end of the 15th century, and again is used for a medium for preaching Islam. Now there are other types of wayang. There's the wayang golek. These are three-dimensional wooden rod puppets that are operated from below by wooden rods that run through the body and the head with sticks connected to the hands. And their construction makes them very versatile, expressive, and almost imitating human dance. Nowadays, it's mostly associated with the Sundanese culture in West Java. Wayang clitic figures come largely from East Java, and they're made of wood. They cost a lot less to produce than wayang kulit. And they're sort of a middle ground between wayang golek and wayang kulit. They're made in a similar way to wayang kulit, but they're made from pieces of wood rather than leather. But they're used as shadow puppets. They're often a similar size to the wayang kulit. Now, I've not been able to find a reference to these, but I've also seen metal puppets with metal rods. But because I can't find a reference, I have to assume that these are simply toys or ornaments. Now, wayang Berber use a scroll of painted presentations of the stories being told. They're hand-painted and they're often of handmade bark. I believe that they're still being made in Patichan and Wonogiri in Java, but they're quite rare now. They're normally just handed down over the generations. They're mostly performed in sort of open-sided pavilions or auditoriums. Wayang Wong, or Wayang Orang, which literally means human wayang, is a theatre performance, so it uses human characters to imitate the movements of the shadow puppets. Often this is integrated with dance and dramatic performances. Now, Wayang Topeng or Wayang Gedog, even Kedog, is simply means mask. So it's a similar performance to the Wayang Wong, but the actors are using these painted masks. Well, I really hope you enjoyed that video and enjoy my channel Java in the Raw. If you did, I don't do that very well with these algorithms, so if you could hit the like button, make a comment and subscribe, that would be wonderful. I'm not too certain how often I'm going to add to this. I always say that something like I'll attempt every week, but I think that might be a bit ambitious given my other channel. But if you hit the bell, I believe you get notification of it. And as I say, if you could like and subscribe, it'd be great for me. And, you know, if you are interested in the other aspects, the more mystical aspects, then do take a look at my other channel, The Magic of Java. But really appreciate you coming here. Thank you very much.